Stop! You are meant to hear this message right now, at this very moment, because a spiritual war has begun in your name. The moment your soul was underestimated, a wave of energy rippled through the universe. A shift took form. Your silence was not weakness. It was the calm before the storm. And now, I, Archangel Michael, stand armed with divine fire on your behalf. For forces have been set in motion that rise solely for your protection. Someone has crossed a sacred boundary. A tongue you once trusted now spits venom. A heart you opened was not honored. And yet, in betrayal, you did not fall. You were being lifted. They thought your name would be buried in dust, but instead, it has been engraved deeper in the book of justice. They underestimated your protection, but your protectors are not invisible. I stand, sword drawn, shield raised, because what was done to you did not go unheard in heaven. You have been seen. Your voice has been heard. You are being defended. When your name was dragged through the mud, there was one chosen by heaven who said, "Not on my watch." He heard the lies, the gossip, the poison-laced words, and he stood up for you. You do not yet know what has been done for you behind the scenes, but I tell you, this is not a human fight. This is divine justice unfolding in this very moment. Where lies were sown, now truth roars like thunder. Even if you feel alone, you are surrounded like never before by guardian spirits. For your honor, the sword of loyalty has been drawn. Betrayal may speak loudly, but the forces defending you are quiet, yet powerful, righteous, and unwavering. Heaven has honored the voice that rose in truth for you. Those who labeled you falsely, their words are not your identity. Heaven knows who you truly are. Those false labels, those attempts to dim your light, they hold no power. That fire you felt rising inside recently was not random. Your soul knows. Justice is here. This is not revenge. This is divine correction. You were never the lies they told, never the weakness they tried to exploit. Now the records are being rewritten. The energy that tried to erase you is now collapsing under its own weight. The words spoken against you are turning to ash on the tongues that uttered them. There is one who knows your heart, who decided your image will not be destroyed. Your character is being restored, not because you demanded it, but because truth never stays silent. And heaven says this too: you are who you always were, whole, worthy, chosen. I saw you give your trust where it wasn't honored. I saw the moment your kindness was mistaken for weakness. I heard the whispers, the glances, the smiles meant to shrink you. But you did not break. You held your silence. That was not weakness, it was power. This battle is no longer yours alone. I, Archangel Michael, have come with the fire of heaven, and I declare, every cruelty spoken against you will now be challenged. If this message spoke to your soul, share it, because someone else is waiting to know that heaven is fighting for them too. Now the echoes of consequence are sounding in the lives of those who once tried to stain your name. And there is someone chosen by the light, who has already stepped into bravery for your sake. They no longer speak your name with just respect. They proclaim your truth like a battle cry across the world. And you, beloved soul, you are not weak. Not for a single moment should you believe that you were forgotten. Heaven never left you. The Spirit never abandoned you, and those still walking this earth with righteousness in their hearts, they have remembered you in their prayers. Prayers have been lifted in your name from places you never even imagined reaching. Someone dared to stand for you in ways you could never bring yourself to. You do not know. Behind closed doors, your name has been spoken like fire. They defended you because they saw your truth, and because I stirred their soul. They could have walked away, but they didn't. Why? Because something sacred rose within them, and that something was me. That protector was sent by heaven. You suffered for years in silence, believing no one was watching. But I was. Your tears were counted. Your endurance was recorded. Your patience has not been wasted. Now every pain they caused you is being weighed on the scales of justice. Don't be fooled by their smiles. They now feel the shift. They feel the energy of protection surrounding you, and it unsettles them. What was once shame for you is now light, revealing their deeds. Your name was never meant to be spoken in disgrace. It was always destined to be remembered with honor. Heaven knows you. And now, the war has turned in your favor. I have come to remind you of one divine truth. You are not what they said you were. You are not a rumor, not a slur, not a half-truth used as a weapon. You are the one who survived it all. The one who took every blow without striking back, and that very strength has awakened a spiritual army. Your silence has become your shield. The energy that once came against you is now surrounded by truth. Their lies are burning in the fire of accountability. And amidst it all, heaven speaks clearly. This battle was never about revenge. It was always about truth, and truth always provokes resistance. That is why it hurt so deeply. That is why it shook your soul. But I promise you, every attack has now become spiritual armor. Where they tried to break you, now stand the pillars of your protection. And now, you are not just protected, you are being vindicated. Someone refused to let the story end in their lie. Someone refused to accept that your light could be erased. And now, their voice, empowered and fierce, echoes in rooms you've never even entered. They're not doing this for recognition. They're doing it because they saw injustice and refused to stay silent. This is divine alignment, and perhaps you don't even know them yet. If this message felt like it spoke your truth, share it, because someone else is waiting to know that heaven is now speaking on their behalf. Perhaps you only feel them in spirit, but they are there, and they are speaking your name with honor and with power. You no longer need to prove yourself. The evidence is now speaking for you. This is not flattery, this is prophecy. Someone heard the darkness spoken about you, and they declared, "No more. Not with this soul. Not anymore." Their words are breaking lies. Their courage is unlocking a new energy in the spiritual realm. And I, Archangel Michael, stand behind them, guiding them, protecting them, because when they defend you, they fulfill a holy purpose. This is your confirmation. You are covered. What you thought was a lonely battle was a battlefield filled with angels. No curse, no scheme of words, no false campaign can stand against divine truth. I have drawn a line in the spirit. Those who cross it will feel the weight of heavenly justice. and those who stand with you will be lifted high. This is not a war of revenge, it is a call for justice. You no longer need to explain anything to anyone. The energy has shifted, justice has begun, and your name is now being spoken, not with shame, but with honor. Maybe your eyes need time to see it, but your soul is already feeling it. Something is moving for you. Heaven is not indifferent. Heaven is stirred by injustice and awakens when the innocent are wounded. And when truth is attacked, heaven becomes fierce. There is someone unexpected, someone you never even imagined, who has chosen to stand for you. This message is not just comfort, it is a declaration of war. You are not small, you have not been forgotten. You are seen, you are protected, and now a mighty vengeance is being taken for you through love. They tried to define you through cruelty, but they never understood. Your name carries spiritual authority. Your name was already written in eternity, long before their opinions ever existed. Their defamation was fleeting. Their words were fantasy. What is true and eternal is your essence. And now, that very essence is being restored. Someone remembered you and said, I will not let this happen. Their voice may never reach your ears, but it is reaching the right places. And as they speak, heaven's armies are moving. You are not being erased. You are being rewritten in glory. If you've recently doubted your worth, then this is your answer. You are worthy of protection. You are worthy of the sword. You are the soul for whom someone has stood. What they are doing for you in secret will soon have a public impact. You do not need to control it. Just stay aligned with your truth. Your silence will speak louder than their unrest. Your healing will echo beyond their harm. The war is now being fought on your behalf, and you will emerge from it whole, holy, and more powerful than ever before. A moment of divine justice is coming, not because you demanded it, but because heaven has. There is no longer any need for revenge, because when the universe acts in justice, restoration of honor becomes inevitable. The contempt you endured was not in vain. It summoned protection around you beyond anything you've ever imagined, and the soul, the one who stood for you. Their reward is also on its way, because when someone defends the righteous, they align themselves with the divine. If this message spoke to your heart, send it to someone who needs it, because these are not just words. They are the beginning of justice. And now I, Archangel Michael, make this declaration over you. No more. No more shame. No more silence. No more invisibility. You are protected. You are seen. And your dignity is being restored. I have come to remind you. What was done in the dark will now be brought into the light. Not to shame you, but to vindicate you. What was said behind your back was never hidden from heaven's sight. Every twisted word, every slanderous whisper, every moment your soul was treated as less than, none of it went unseen. I watched it unfold, and I whispered into the spirit of one who still walks in the light. And they responded. They said, enough. Perhaps you never heard their voice, but their stand shook the very foundation of deception. And when they rose to defend your name, I covered them with my power. Because this is heaven's way. Not always with thunder, but through those who remain loyal to truth, through souls that cannot be bought. through hearts that will not betray. And now, they are speaking your truth. That's why you've been feeling a shift within you lately. Justice is coming for you. Some spiritual battles are not fought with swords, but with courage. And what's unfolding now is divine intervention. You didn't demand it. You didn't strike back, but heaven has a law. When the righteous are mocked, justice must follow. Perhaps you've felt defeated. Maybe you've cried into pillows where no one could hear. But I heard you. And not only did I hear, I moved. Look, beloved soul, you are not a victim. You are a vessel. Your pain was not weakness. It was fuel for a spiritual recalibration. You never lost your power. It was being recentered. And now someone aligned with your truth, is carrying that power forward. They are speaking in places you haven't yet reached. They are tearing through deception with words forged in fire. This is not coincidence. This is not fate. This is spiritual justice, and it is happening in real time. Let me be clear. This is not about ego. This is not a war for revenge. This is about restoring the balance that was disrupted when someone tried to stain your name. They spoke as if their words were final. But now I say, no human mouth holds the authority that heaven has already declared. And heaven has declared, you are beloved, you are worthy, you are chosen. And when they tried to bring you down in front of others, someone stood up and said, enough. If this message awakens truth within you, share it. Because this is a sign. Your name is now being defended by heaven itself. Without fear, without hesitation. They saw through the veil of deception and said, this is not right. When you were unaware, they became your shield. And the power of their words has pierced through the fog of lies. This is the act of someone spiritually awake. Someone whose bones echo with the cry for truth. And I, Archangel Michael, have wrapped their loyalty in divine protection, because what they did was holy. You no longer have to carry this weight alone. Not the burden of explaining, not the burden of being misunderstood, not the need to silence your truth just to keep peace. Release it. Heaven has sent help, not only in spirit, but clothed in flesh and soul. Those who walk with truth, who saw you even when you felt invisible. They called you righteous when others called you broken. And their protection is not momentary. It is rooted in conviction. They will not let your name be distorted. They know exactly who you are, and they're willing to lose friendships, lose status, lose comfort, just to protect the truth. This is divinity. This is sacredness. This is war. And in this war, you are no longer alone. Now let me tell you why their voice matters so much. When heaven chooses to protect you, it doesn't always send angels from above. Sometimes it sends people. People who can enter places you can't. Unexpected messengers carrying divine truth, and those who rose for you. They carry your defense like a war song in their chest. They didn't just speak. They broke the silence. They confronted lies with a calm but unshakable voice. They corrected the stories that were written in jealousy and pain. And they didn't do it for praise or recognition. They did it because their soul couldn't bear to watch your light mocked. They are heaven's instrument. And I, Archangel Michael, have cloaked them in spiritual armor. Not everyone can speak in rooms where silence reigns, but they did. And because of that, The tide has shifted. Your name is no longer quietly being restored. It is now being declared with honor, just as it was once whispered in dishonor. And even if your ears can't yet hear it, your soul can feel it. That tightness, that heaviness, that silent grief. It's beginning to lift. That peaceful sleep, that quiet in your spirit. These are the signs. You are no longer fighting alone, and beyond even that, heaven is now rewriting every plan that was ever made for your downfall. You don't need to know every detail. You don't need to chase every rumor, because the very energy of truth is now dismantling what was spoken against you, and the one who stood up for you will be rewarded, not by men, but by divine ordinance. Because what they did echoes beyond time. You are no longer the target. You are now the reason justice is coming. If this message touches your soul, share it with someone who needs to know. Someone is standing for you, and heaven is witness. Now, you are free. You walked through the fire, and you did it with dignity. Now that same fire walks with you. It surrounds you. It protects you. And no false light can survive the heat of this flame anymore. You are being lifted from the very ashes they hoped would smother you. But you are not rising alone. The one who stood by you, who risked their own peace to defend your name, still walks with you, in spirit, in energy, in purpose. They are living proof that righteousness is still alive on earth. They are witness to the truth that when we give up hope, God sends his protectors. Heaven already knew your worth. Now the earth is being shown, and every power that once rose against you now hears this loud and clear. This soul is protected. This heart is guarded. This name is sacred. They thought they could curse what heaven had already blessed. They believed their words would matter, but now their words are fading, and your truth is rising with a roar. They are being exposed, not because you demanded revenge, but because justice has now stood up. What was done in deception is being revealed with clarity. What was sown in jealousy is now being covered in spiritual grace. You are not weak. You are not defeated. You are, in fact, more powerful than ever before. Because now you don't just have defense, you have vindication. And the one who spoke up for you, they are now part of your story. A protector, a witness, a divine guardian. This is not just a moment. This is a turning point, a new chapter in your spiritual story. From now on, you will see things differently. You will walk with your head held higher. Your spirit will grow stronger. Your heart will be clearer. Because now you know you were never alone. Someone chose to stand for you. Someone chose to rise because of you. And heaven stood with them. Their name may never be spoken on stages, but in the books of heaven, their name is written right beside yours. This is covenant. This is protection. This is sacred alliance. You didn't ask for it, yet heaven still sent it because you are that valuable. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to remember they are not alone. This battle being fought in your name is not just spiritual, it is sacred. So now, take a deep breath. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the shame. The shame that was never yours to carry. Your reputation is being restored. Your name is being honored. Every stain that tried to cling to your future is now being washed away. What was once said no longer has authority over you, because what heaven declares is the final truth. And heaven says, you are loved, you are protected, you are restored. Those who spoke truth in loyalty on your behalf, they are the answer to your silent prayer. I sent them. I filled them with the fire of righteousness, and even now they are speaking your name in rooms you have not yet entered. They are preparing the way for a grace you haven't even imagined. Your only task now is to walk with the truth that declares your protection is divine. This message is not just comfort, it is confirmation. Someone chose to stand for you behind doors where silence once ruled. You are not invisible. You are not unguarded. You are surrounded by heaven's armies and protected by human hearts that have been touched by heaven. The battle is still being fought. But in the spirit, you have already won. Take this truth deep within. What was sent to break you has now become proof that you are favored. Heaven's voice is louder than their lies. Truth is stronger than betrayal. And love, holy, divine, unshakable love, is now wrapping your name like a flaming shield. If you can feel this in your spirit, if you know heaven is fighting for you, if you know your worth is not being debated but declared, type 444 in the comments. This is your sign. Your soul has remembered its power. Subscribe to Manifesting Angels, where heaven's whispers are now becoming public proclamations. Your name will no longer be hidden. It will now be spoken with honor.